I guess time starts when I hit new game. So we ready to start time? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Sekiro. This game is really, really easy for about 3 minutes, and then it's ridiculously hard to the end. So firstly, what's the category we're going to be doing? Oh, by the way, I'm going to be jumping throughout this first section because it's just slightly faster than walking. So we're going to be playing Shura, Shura no Airswim. So Shura is that we will be going for the quickest ending, so basically about 70% of the way through the game. We will get a big decision, and the normal decision that normal people take is to stay on the good path, which goes towards the Immortal Severance ending, but instead we're going to be like, hey, let's just screw the good guys. So we just got shot there. That's really unlucky. That happens about 10% of the time. It loses about 40 seconds. You know, nothing you can really do about that. But we just take those. We are fine. Gives me a bit more time to explain the category. So like I say, we'll be doing that Shura ending. We'll be being the evil guy right at the end. Basically, right after that decision, we will just get 2 bosses back to back. And then after that, it'll be the end of the game. We'll get the evil ending. So the other part is no Airswim. So it's basically no major glitches. We're going to be doing plenty of glitches in the run, but we're not going to be doing Airswim. If I get shot again, I'm going to be so annoyed. So just get this jump. Nice. So we're not going to be airswimming. Airswimming is a trick where basically we can get into water from out of bounds, and then that will just mean that we can then swim out of the water without exiting the swim state, and then we just swim absolutely everywhere. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to do a variety of other tricks. So there'll be quite a lot of variety in this run. It's a bit more marathon safe than unrestricted. Still pretty rough though, but we'll get through it. It'll be a fun time. So we're just doing this prologue here. We didn't have a sword, so we couldn't dash, because that's how it works. If you don't have a sword, you can't run fast. And so now we have a sword. We're just going to run to the end here and go fight the first fight of the game, which is against Genichiro. To win this fight, it's actually really difficult. He is basically a late game boss, and you have to do it without ever being hit, which is quite a challenge, and you'll see how we deal with that. But firstly, I'm going to be getting up there. I'm using keyboard for this section just because it's slightly easier to be optimal. I'm going to be switching between keyboard and controller this whole time. Entirely my preference. I just prefer doing a lot of the tricks on keyboard for that precision. So anyway, this is Genichiro. We'll see him later, but for now, we're just going to get hit, and then the fight ends because we died. Okay, so now the run really starts because we just lost our arm. Genichiro cut it off. So now we have a prosthetic arm, which is way better than a regular arm, because we can grapple to stuff like this. We're going to be doing plenty of that. So it's camera-based, what node it wants to go to. So there's a lot of times in the run where I'll be kind of positioning my camera in quite a specific way to try to get the node that I want. It's really finicky, and there are a couple of grapples that are really awkward in this game. There's one coming up pretty soon. It's totally not my fault if I fail them. Picking up some items as well. We picked up some ash earlier, picking up some more ash. You'll see why we need them. We need them for a boss coming up in about like 16 minutes time or something. So because we're on a marathon as well, we've got to do a couple of safe strats. It's not really viable to just have deaths that cost 10 minutes, so I'm going to be doing a slightly different route. Like, you normally wouldn't pick up that item, but we need it just in case things get a bit rough. So coming up is the hardest skip in the entire game. This is Ogre Skip. We're probably not going to get it, because it's just stupid, like really stupid. But we're basically going to try and do an unintended jump. And I'm just going to take some serious time to try and get it. And hopefully, you never know. You never know. Oh my god, that was so close. So at least you got an idea of what it's like. So we just need to do that, but a bit better. Just like that. There we go, Ogre Skip. Yeah. Ooh. It's pretty good to get that. Yeah, so we have people come into the Discord all the time. They're just trying to, like, learn the game. they watch like Aggie's world record, and then they try and do that, and they're like, I've been doing it for 4 hours, why haven't I gotten it a single time yet? And we're like, yeah, it's Ogre Skip, what do you expect? It's pretty much how it goes. So we're just going to be running through. There's a skip for an upcoming section here called Canyon Skip. It saves 6 seconds if you get it. It loses about 3 minutes if you miss it. And it's really, really hard. So guess what? We're not going to do it. Screw you going fast. We're going to do casual strats. And just shimmy on this wall instead. If you like kind of tap shimmy, you go faster. Just a thing. And I'm just going to... Whoop. There we go. So you're supposed to go into that tent and then like, you know, like stab the snake and all that stuff. But if you know what you're doing, you don't need to do that at all. Just go over here. Okay. So the start of this run is like 4 tricks all in a row. So there's Ogre Skip, which we got. Canyon Skip, which we didn't try because we're not completely insane. But coming up is Gobu Skip. It's actually quite a cool skip. It's actually kind of well known about. Quite a lot of people struggled with Demon of Hatred casually and then Googled like how to easily kill Demon of Hatred, and you can do a speedrun strat, and it's the exact same strat here. So we're basically going to get out of the arena via 2 unintended jumps and then lure him off the edge, and he walks off the edge. So it's kind of precise. So I'm just going to take a bit of silence. Whoa, yeah, we got it. And we didn't fall off immediately after as well. Oh, we got best RNG as well. So it's completely random how quick it takes to fall off, and we got the absolute best you can get. So that's awesome. So this run is going amazing so far. Ogre Skip, perfect RNG Ghost Boost Skip first time. Let's freaking go. So we got another skip because this game just never ends. We got Bull Skip here. Thankfully, this skip doesn't lose minutes if you fail it. But let's see. Oh, that was close. Can't get everything first try. Nice, second try Bull Skip. That's pretty solid. Let's not fall off the edge here. That would be really bad. Okay, and then we're into the early game. Right there. Really want to split right now, because I bet it's actually a decent split. But we're going to be moving on, so kind of out of the early game in the run, into the mid game. Slows down just a little bit for the next couple of runs, but there's still tricks, there's still strats. So we're going to be picking up some money here, because we're going to need some of the temple tag, spirit tag things. And we're never going to pick them up normally, so we need to buy them. And we'll buy them in a couple of minutes' time. But first we got a trick here. This trick actually doesn't really make any sense to show off in a marathon because it doesn't really save time RTA, but it's kind of a cool little thing, and it helps explain kind of how this game works. So we're going to do a quit out strat. So in this game, unlike in Dark Souls, when you quit out, you go back to the last time you weren't aggroed. And we want to do a quit out to make an elevator land quicker in a little second. So we really don't want to get aggroed by any enemies. Otherwise, they will make our quit out not work. So let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, he spotted me right at the last second. Oh, it's a shame. So that strat is very RNG. But it's fine. Just means you have to wait for this elevator, about 10 seconds or so. And like I say, so normally you would quit out here. Actually, do need to do a bit of menuing. I always forget that menu. But no, and then we just get the elevator immediately rather than having to wait for it. But no big deal. Minor time save here. If I time this jump just right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can just jump up the top of the elevator a little bit quicker. You have to walk towards this thing to stop the dialogue, otherwise you can't interact with the idol. We actually need this idol for later, as you will see in about 5 minutes' time. So now we're going to be running through Sampo Temple, which is a pretty weird thing to do. Those of you that play the game casually, you're like, why are you doing this? You can't even get the Mortal Blade yet because you don't even know what the Mortal Blade is. You haven't even spoke to Ishin, but we've got strats. We don't need to speak to Ishin to get the Mortal Blade. We're going to get it early. Because basically, the way this route for this game works is we need to pick up 3 items to be able to get the dialogue choice where we can end the game. We need the Shelter Stone, we need the Mortal Blade, and we need the Lotus Flower. So we're going to be getting Mortal Blade first, then Shelter Stone, then the Lotus Flower. So, like I say, we've got to get the Mortal Blade, so may as well just go get it now. Why not? So we're going to be picking up another idol here. Again, another idol that we're going to need. Because we're actually coming back here, which again is weird, but I'll explain it when we get to it. So coming up is Monkey Skip. This skip is really finicky. It's basically, if any of you have seen Sonic Adventure 2, it's kind of like Sonic Adventure 2. We're just going to jump through an out of bounds plane. We're going to fall for ages, dodging death planes that none of you can see, and then hopefully getting to where we want to go. So I'm really hoping this doesn't take like loads of tries. That was a good start. Yeah. So there's loads of awkward things about this that I could talk for minutes and minutes about why this trick is so awkward, but I'm walking on an invisible tree, which doesn't help. Oh, okay, so I clipped a death plane there, which is why I died. It's a shame. I'm just going to heal. Okay, that looked really good. Cool. So now, I'm just going to stare at the stream very closely so I can see where the hell I'm going. Because a thing appears in the corner. There it is. Okay, this is good. This is good. There it is. Grapple points, and boom, there we go. That's Monkey Skip. But don't clap. I know you were going to clap. But you didn't out of respect for me, because this part is hard. So it's not hard. It's just that if I mess this up, oh my god, I don't even want to know. Don't even think about it. We're not going to mess this up. I need to kill these 4 monkeys. There's an invisible one as well, which is somewhere. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. So this is the spooky one. There's a bit of RNG here, so less RNG, please. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so that was like really unlikely to happen, but this might be recoverable. Oh no, he didn't do. Okay. Okay. Oh! Oh! Okay, this is really bad. It's fine. It's totally not bad at all. Okay, so I failed the strat and I failed the backup strat, so I don't actually really have a strat here. This hasn't happened in about 7 months, so time to play the game casually for a little while. Hopefully he goes up there again. Okay. Okay. We need to get him to go over. Where's he gone? Okay, we need to get him to go over here. I am sorry about this, but nice. So that strategy doesn't work. Okay, figuring this out. Okay, so yes, we can. I think we can get him to go up there. That's not. No, not there. That's not good. Then if we could, yeah, okay, so just be fast enough. No, that. So I really need him to go up to a higher platform, but I can't remember how you manipulate him to do that. maybe if we go... I'm really not sure what to do in this situation. Yeah, because he's just gonna... We could use our other Gatchin Sugar to try and get this. I'm not sure if that would actually help, and if it didn't help... Oh, I could just quit out and do the strat over again, but I'll be down a sugar. Okay, I'll try one last minute and go from this side and see if it gives me a slightly better pattern. If not, I might have to do some kind of quit out and see what happens. No, see, that isn't a good location. Oh. Where did he go? Yeah, so that won't work. Yeah. Yeah, so what? Okay, this is my last try before I'll have to quit out and just do this section again. I can't believe it. It is incredibly unlikely to get sufficiently bad monkey RNG such that it gets stopped. Like I say, I haven't seen this in 7 months or so. You know, since I basically didn't know how to do the strat. Because the like 3 times I've seen this fail ever, the backup strat has worked. But it didn't. Okay, we're really close. There's chance here. There's chance. Okay, just don't hit me. Oh my god! Finally. Okay. Okay. I think that's the end of my Let's Play of Sekiro for today. Oh my god. It's fine. Nothing went wrong. That was all for effect. I'm really glad I managed to do that without quitting out, because I would lose this Gatchin Sugar, which I really want, and that could cause massive issues later. So, oh my god. It's fine. It's totally fine. Just welcome to speedrunning Sekiro. If things go wrong, who knows what you're supposed to do? Yeah, there's a lot of strats in this game where if you failed them, you would just reset because it's just insane. But in a marathon setting, I've got prepared for every single eventuality. I've got loads and loads of backup saves. I've practiced loads and loads of strategies and things to like make everything really safe. Like I said, I had a backup strategy for that, but the backup strategy did not work. So then I was just completely out of luck. But we are back on track now. And so now I'm doing something even weirder than getting the Immortal Blade, which is I'm doing a completely optional area. So we use Puppeteer Ninjutsu here to go to a optional area in the game. So this area is actually used for one of the hard-to-get endings called the Return ending, but we're not doing that, obviously. But basically the optional area is actually connected to a much later area in the game, but it's way higher up, and you're not supposed to be able to move from the higher up area to the lower section of the map. But by using a pretty precise trick, of course it's precise, we will be able to go down and traverse down this area and skip out quite a big chunk of the game, really. We're going to skip out the whole gun fort section of the game and the bit that's before that, and be pretty fast on our way to where we can get the Shelter Stone. Okay, so this is Snake Skip Skip. One of my only contributions to this run is I found this entirely by accident. I've taken up a backup idle so that we don't lose 10 minutes. If we fail this, we just lose like a minute. Welcome to Sekiro. So I need to stand in a very precise location and then look in a very precise way, and then mash print screen to drop my frame rate, because that gives me hope. And it worked first try. There we go. And I am never going to stop mashing print screen for that, even though nobody else does, because no one else believes me that it makes a difference. But it works when I do it, so I'm going to keep doing it. Okay, so now, basically, we completely tricked the game there. So for whatever reason, landing on a very precise location means when you die, you just stay down there. And then you do a quit out, and the game goes, oh, right, you're in this area. Cool. Let me just, like, deload the death plane that stops you from going down here. And then we can just land in the water. So those of you who play the game casually, you're supposed to, like, go through this massive area, through the gun fort, and then you land, basically, down there. But we just went straight down there. So now we're pretty close to Guardian Ape, but we're not going to do Guardian Ape just yet. But we do want the idol to be able to get back to Guardian Ape pretty fast. So we're going to do it basically a reverse of what we tried to do before. So this is another like aggro quit out, but we want to be aggroed. So these monkeys want to aggro us fast. Okay, that's really good. The aggro does really fast. So this probably will work. So there's about a 1 in 200 chance I get shot here twice, which would be really bad. It didn't happen. Awesome. If you get shot once, it's actually good. It saves time. But that only happens like 1 in 15 times. So we quit out, but we're not going to be there because we were in combat. So we're going to go back to where we weren't in combat, which is hopefully where we want to go. So let's see if it worked. It worked. Cool, there we go. So we get to do this very fun little jump where we fall to our death. Psych, not really. And then we're going to go into this place, which is, again, completely optional area. There's no reason why we would go here, except because we can... Basically, this is like a shortcut back to a previous, like, supposed to be previous area in the game. But we've never been to that previous area, so we can just take advantage of it to get to an area we've not been to before. But first, we need to do an unintended jump here. Okay, you're not supposed to be able to do that. You're supposed to, like, distract the snake and do, like, a whole thing, but if you're fast, that works. And the hitbox of the snake is actually way bigger than it looks. That was actually kind of sketchy, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm worrying about it. It's my job. So now we're going to do a hard fight that introduces a strat called cheesing or dead angling. But basically, if you're not looking at an enemy, they don't block your attacks. Because why would if you're not looking at them, surely you're not attacking them, right? So they don't need to block. But it turns out we can take advantage of this. This is actually harder than it looks. So I'm just going to take a bit of serious time here. Oh, so that's unlucky. She got pushed out of the corner. So I'm just going to try and do it the old way, and hopefully this is fine. Okay, cool. The old that way where she isn't against the wall is actually pretty scary because she can like back off and shoot you and you die in one shot and it's a whole thing, but it went okay. So you kind of saw what I was trying to do, where I was basically, she was in the corner and I was attacking her and she was not blocking. Unfortunately, the positioning was just not quite perfect, so she got pushed out, but we saved it. So now coming up is the scariest enemy in the entire game. My PB dies to this enemy. In fact, do you know what? I'm so scared, I'm just going to take an idol, just to calm my nerves down a little bit. If this enemy wants to kill you, you're dead, and there's nothing you can do. And here he is. Oh, we got past him, Okay. So that rooster can do a jumping attack, and if the jumping attack is just at the wrong time, you just get hit and fall off and die, and it's really, really sad. But it's fine, because he didn't do that. Okay, so we're picking up some more items. We picked up some Yashiriko sugar. That's a buff item we're going to be using later on that halves our HP but massively increases our damage. But we've also been picking up some snap seeds and like some ash from before. We're going to be using that pretty soon, but we're not quite there yet because we've got this. So this is Miss Noble. Totally a real fight that takes skill. So you want to do a death blow at the start of that fight. To be able to do the first hit faster. And Aggie, in his world record run for unrestricted, misses it and loses like 6 seconds. I just have to mention that, just because he's upset about it. So I need to make him feel worse about it. I'm sorry, Aggie, I love you, you're amazing. Okay, so we're just going to be running through Movie Village. Kind of a little boring section. It's, you know, it's supposed to be all tense and scary and there's all these enemies everywhere, but they never hit you if you just run, so it's fine. So it gives me a bit of time to explain this next strat. So this next strat is pretty scary because if you fail this strat, the run is over. It's not a 2-minute time loss. It's not a 5-minute time loss. The run is completely over. There is unrecoverably. It's fine. I've got a backup save in case that does happen, but let's not like devalidate the run. That'd be sad. So what we're going to do is basically, for whatever reason, you can aerial death blow this boss, but there's no normal way to do it. So we need to push back the boss using items while not aggro her and then jump off a pillar. And it'll kind of make sense, but obviously I'm just going to take a bit of serious time here. Okay. Nice, we got it. There we go. So that is Ghost Monk. Quick kill. Pretty fun strat. It's relatively consistent, but it's like one of those things where if you press all the buttons at the right time, it works. But, you know, pressing all the buttons at the right time and not pressing a single button wrong is quite difficult. There's actually quite a lot that goes into that strat to get it done with that few items. We would have done a quit out at the door there if we were like going for world record because it saves like 1 or 2 seconds in-game time but loses like 10 seconds RTA. So let's not do that in a marathon. But so we just picked up the Shelter Stone. So we've got the Mortal Blade, we've got the Shelter Stone. Only thing we need to now is to pick up the Lotus Flower. But we're not going to do that quite yet because we need to fight Genichiro. If we've got the Lotus Flower now, we would completely soft lock our save file because Genichiro and Owl would be like in the same place, and then the game does not handle that situation whatsoever, and our save game would be stuck. So we need to go fight Genichiro first, get him out of the way, and then we can go get the Lotus Flower. So there's a little bit. These grapples are pretty awkward, but they're kind of fun when they work out. Nice, just like that. Just like a little side flip. It's kind of fun. It's pretty unlikely to be hit there. Doesn't matter at all. I mean, unless we got hit like 3 more times, which is... I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say that that is a possibility. See, it's fine. Little skip here called Dojo Skip. Nice. Skips out a mini-boss. I'm just going to change my items here, just so I don't need to do it in the fight. There we go. So this is another cheese strat, so where we're not going to look at the boss. Kind of speaks for itself, to be honest. A bit RNG manipulation. Sorry, AI manipulation. I'm just going to do this. Oh my god, okay. That is about a 1 in 50 to happen. And it made me panic. This run is cursed, man. Yeah, if you do this strategy, it's incredibly unlikely for him to jump up and do the arrow attack. Like I say, about 1 in 50. I've seen it like 3 times ever. Okay, it's fine. Oh, my health's really low. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so now we need to fight the final phase properly. Health is annoyingly low, but should be okay. There we go, actually fighting a boss. So what you want there is the lightning attack. It's really easy to deal with and gives you a huge amount of posture damage. I should probably explain the combat in this game. The bar at the top of the screen is enemy posture. When that fills out, you can do the death blow. So that's kind of like their HP bar. If you get perfect RNG, which actually happens like 1 in 6 at a time, he just does 2 lightnings immediately, and then it's just, you just instantly kill him. But we got pretty alright RNG. I'm pretty happy with that fact, actually, because he gave me one of the scary things, which is like an instant counterattack, but I reacted and got the deflect. So, it's all good.
Do you have any time for donations?
So I'll explain the next trick, and then you can go for it.
Awesome.
So we have a out of bounds. So basically, it's a very long sequence of out of bounds. It's really scary. We need to not fall off at any point, and you can't see the collision. So basically, you kind of won't be able to see what I'm really doing. But there's a couple of really tricky jumps throughout it, so I'm just going to take serious time. So you can read the donation while I'm concentrating.
Okay. We usually have 3 donations. We have one from Obsequious Emu that's $10 and says, oh, it's Spanish. It says, "Mi amo Gyobu Masataka Oniwa, mientras siga con vida no cruzarás la puertas de Castillo." I don't speak Spanish, so I'm sorry if that's wrong. We have a $50 donation from Proto Pip with no comment, and then an $8 donation from Amoeba, which says, "Monkeys suck."
Yeah, I agree. Monkeys do suck. Why would you play a game with monkey in the title? Jesus. All right, so we do a quick out there to de-aggro the boss. Just makes this easier and a bit safer. So this jump is the scary one. Okay. Normally you just sprint here in a world record attempt. I'm not doing that. Nice, and that's ape skip first try. That's really good. It's really nice because if you fall off, there's just 30 seconds of falling before you hit a death plane, and then you have to do the whole trick again. So it's like really bad, but it's fine because we did it first try. So we've now done all the 3 things that I said that we needed to do. So let's go beat the game, everyone. So we're gonna run up. Basically, that's triggered like the big story event now. Where we're gonna basically the castle's under attack. Look at this guy; he's terrified. He's like running away, and then this guy over here is just like ignoring me. He doesn't always ignore you, but you know. Oh my god! Some actual swimming. The only swimming in the entire run. So if you want to see loads more of this, watch an unrestricted run. See minutes of swimming.
Can I briefly interrupt you for another donation?
Yeah, go for it.
Just because it's a $25 donation from Anonymous, but that does put us over $2,000 raised at $2,000.69.
That is amazing, everyone. Like, truly incredible. Thanks so much for all the donations. Goes to such a great cause.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the final boss. There are no cheeses. We're going to fight the game completely legit. If we ever get hit, we die in 1 hit. If we have a block and attack, we'll get stunned because we have minimum posture because we've never upgraded it. So I have to do a perfect time deflect on every single attack. Okay, that's fine because shadows die twice. Ooh. Definitely never made that joke before. That was a bit of a weird pattern. Okay, that's fine. Just acting a bit weird there, but that should be fine. Use some more buff items, and then here we go. Shura Ishin.
Shura nunca pensé.
Nice, there we go. So in the first phase of Ishin, he just did something I've never seen before. So, but don't worry about it. This fight is quite complicated. I basically have to keep track of everything that you could possibly do and like worry about it. But it's kind of hard. But we did it. So time is coming up very, very shortly, in about 10 seconds, as soon as the Sekiro logo appears on the credits. And time. Woo.